Welcome, horrible people, to the Horrible Opinions Podcast. As always, I'm your guy that's bringing that same sort of face intensity as the morgue worker dude host, Kenny.
I'm Daniel.
I'm the poopity dee bop, Ryan.
Special guest today, Justin. We out here.
That's right. We got special guest, Justin Greene.
It's Greene with the E, by the way. Appreciate it.
I've never spelled Greene without an E, actually.
There's a couple in that normally.
There's a few, yeah.
It's at the end, all right?
Ah, okay. Fair enough. And today, we are watching... What are we watching?
Tales from the Hood, the first one.
Ah, yes.
Let's be specific. Or
Not
the third.
Nor
No.
the third. Ryan, have you seen the third?
No. And I haven't seen
Have
the
you seen
second
the
either.
second?
No.
Oh, okay. Daniel?
No.
Daniel, have you seen this before?
I had seen, I think so, because I remembered the David Alan Grier part.
Well, yeah, that sticks in your head because David Alan Grier, it's so weird seeing him as not lovable.
I like
Not in a comedic role.
Right?
He scared me.
Yeah, he could choke me, daddy.
That escalated quickly.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Kinda quickly. He's like, no dinner? Face palm!
So I guess we'll try to do this like we did the last anthology, where we just kind of break it up in segments. And so you want to talk about the full wraparound at the beginning? I guess we'll end up talking about it a little bit here and there, or go fully into it in the end. Your guys' call.
Hey, I'm the guest. I'm just happy to be here.
We're not.
Justin, how did Kenny convince you to come here and sit next to him and smell him in the morning like this?
You know, it's actually been a bit of a long time coming. I've actually been bugging him for quite a while now, and I always give him shit for it too. Like, you can't have me on your podcast type of deal. You know, we worked together briefly at the post office. We actually became really, really good friends really, really fast. And it's just been cool ever since, you know. Really big into horror movies as well, of course. So that's how I ended up here, finally. You know.
It had to be really fast because he couldn't handle the job for more than like 2 months.
I couldn't.
It's hard out here.
That job was awful. But I decided to go get shot at again, you know.
Yeah, gotta get shot at and then deliver mail. So
Oh.
do with that what you will.
I'm in law enforcement. That's what I'm getting at.
Oh, okay. I was like, I have questions now.
Yeah, since you moved away, Ryan, I had to find someone else that would get me off.
Oh, god damn it. I forgot all about that. It's not me. No, it's never been me.
Yeah, he's gonna get me off later.
Never.
Well,
never.
You've been invited to his house. When I came to America, he left and went to Hawaii, so I've never been to his house. So
Hey, I invited you to Hawaii.
I didn't get an invite to Hawaii.
See? Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is Justin's favorite movie.
okay.
So, and it's Black History Month, and he's black. You couldn't tell.
I mean, I don't know how they would be able to tell on an audio podcast, but...
Well, they'd probably assume I'm black.
Well, you are. Not.
Black
There
Irish.
we go.
So when you first saw this, were you just a little guy?
I was, because this came out in 95 and I was born in 89, so I was only 6 when it came out. I didn't see it in theaters or anything like that. I remember I was at my aunt's house, like spent the night, something like that, and she had it on VHS, and I was probably too young to watch it then, and that was my first exposure to the horror genre, and I've been stuck with it ever since.
It left an impact, yeah.
Absolutely.
There are far worse movies you could have watched for your cornerstone
introduction
childhood
into horror.
movie. Yeah.
You're not
This
wrong.
one's at least good.
Yeah, it's entertaining, and anthologies are always fun because at least if one sucks, you got like a couple more shots at it. Which did Rusty do anything else? I feel like he wrote the second one.
He did. I can't remember for a fact off the top of my head right now if him and Darren Scott, I want to say they both wrote and directed the second and the third one as well. Like they each directed different segments.
Yeah.
But for this first one, it was just Rusty that directed it.
Yeah, and then starred in it and had his mom in it.
You know, and his dad too.
Oh, his dad was too?
His dad was the pastor in the third one. The KK comeuppance, I do believe.
Interesting. So it's a family affair, which it actually has a pretty decent looking like production for
And,
something that's clearly just almost seems like a passion project for someone that well.
It was. There's actually a reason why he starred in the second segment, The Boys Do Get Bruised. There's actually a reason why he starred in that one, and outside of just directing it. So it was something that actually meant a lot to him, if you will.
So his dad beat the shit out of him.
No, it actually wasn't him. It wasn't him. It was one of the behind the scenes deal on the Blu-ray. He said that when he was younger, growing up, there was this kid that he was friends with, this white kid, and he went to his house, to play or whatever. And when he went into this house, they were going down the stairs, and he seen his friend's sister was hogtied and had a gag in her mouth, and was what the hell's going on here? And he was like, oh, she did something wrong. And then he just went on about their business. The follow-up, he went and talked to his dad, who was an investigator for child crime, And I guess his dad told him was and this was different times, obviously, that he grew up. He was like, I can't get involved with those white people's problems, pretty much. So he said, hearing that, being a child, not being able to do anything about it, that's always stuck with him. And that's why he starred in that one instead of just directing.
White people are crazy.
Okay, I'm going to say the VHS anthology we watched, that was more, the horror didn't seem like it had any societal messaging behind it, where these segments do.
Oh, they hit you over the head with them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, some are less subtle than others. Some work better than others.
That's fair.
All still relevant.
Well,
unfortunately, going on 30 years later,
Yeah, never trust a cop. I know that. Oh, good lord. Oh. Okay. I still can never remember if I actually watched the third one. The Emmett Till-esque story, was that in the second one?
That was the second one, yes.
Then I've definitely seen the second one, but I can't guarantee I've seen the third one.
The third one had Tony Todd in it.
Tony Todd's in a lot of things. I see that.
Fair, but... Okay, so the third one had Tony Todd and had the little girl that he was walking around with, and he was telling her the stories. That was the third one. If you don't remember any of that, then you probably didn't see it.
I don't think I've seen it because I don't think I loved the second one.
I didn't either.
It definitely seemed like it was good.
That's why we talk about the first one.
Yeah, let's talk about the first one. The intense face of Clarence Williams III.
Yes,
okay, what's the setup premise for how we get these anthologies?
Oh, our wraparound segment is Welcome to My Mortuary.
Say that word again.
Mortuary.
I was waiting for him to say it again.
Mortuary. Mortuary.
Mortuary. What's wrong with you?
It still sounds weird. It's one of those words. All I know is that dude knows how to touch an organ.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah. We get 3 urban youths standing outside this, looks like a house that they slapped stained glass windows on. And I gotta tell you, that's the most people under the stairs looking ass house I've ever seen. I wouldn't go in that house, especially when you tell me it on purpose has dead bodies in it.
Yeah, and they were, well, one of them was really apprehensive from the beginning anyways. He kept trying to get out of going inside with them.
Oh yeah, I'll stay out here. Keep on lookout.
Yeah.
I'll stay out here I'll stay out here and watch y'all backs.
It's always, they're bickering back and forth, and it's like, are you guys friends? I don't know. I think you guys are just in the gang together. I don't know if you're friends.
I feel the exact same way. And mind you, I watch this movie a lot. He'll be able to tell you from Twitter, I'm always talking about that movie, always promoting it. But I feel the exact same way because there was a scene right in the beginning. The main gang member, if you will, was named Bulldog. He just is always talking down to him. When he was asking for the weed, he was pass the bud, you little bitch.
Yeah, right?
He just be talking, y'all supposed to be friends?
It wasn't really friendly ribbon. Now, one of them did have a very, very big question. Very important, I think. People don't talk about this enough. Why do you gotta refry the beans? Why don't you just fry them right the first time?
I'm surprised no one's asked this before.
So I've got a 12-page dissertation on refried beans that I'd like to read you all starting now.
Yeah, go.
It says, I don't know why, but they're just better that way.
Okay.
And then there's a lot of blank pages.
I have
after
a question about like the bandana thing he was wearing. I feel like it was dangerously close to just slipping over his eyes, and that seems dangerous.
It probably was.
Look, dressing up in a gang is not practical, okay? The more you handicap yourself, the better, the more hardcore you seem.
You know, that's a really good way.
Yeah, I kind of just made that up, but it sounds right.
I could tell, you know, it just came off the top of your head.
Yeah,
but that was pretty good. I'll give you that.
I tie my laces together. I ain't gonna be running from nobody.
Pirate eye patches on both eyes.
On both eyes. I brought a squirt gun. I named it your mom. So at first, they're standing outside this creepy ass building. For one, there's got to be an easily accessible back. Otherwise, I don't know how they're rolling the bodies in and out upstairs. It's not a good business location for this type of business. But I'm like, okay. And it's been a little bit since I watched this. It's like, are they robbing this place? I was like, why are we robbing a place with just dead bodies? I mean, maybe they keep cash in there. I don't know. And then we find out they're there because the dude somehow got a hold of them and said, yeah, I found a bunch of drugs in the alley.
Yeah. Well, first he somehow found their shit, and then he found their number to, I guess, call them.
When they refer to the drugs as the shit, his face lights up. He gets so happy about it. It's like when old man Ryan learns some sort of hip lingo. He just stays there. It's like, oh yeah, the shit.
The
Wink.
shit. I ain't sus.
I know what you youth are talking about. I've got your shit.
The shit.
The man's face is doing some work. His face had to have been so tired after a day of shooting because it's all eyes. It's like big smiles. It's like intense high, like cheekbones.
Yeah, it's a lot of up close intensity.
I wonder how much the person got paid to spray him in the face to keep him so moist.
Oh my god,
dude was so wet, dripping.
Well, wait. That was mainly at the end, though.
At the end, he was real shiny.
That dude was like, he just ran a marathon at the end of it.
Yeah. His whole face looked like he's like prairie dogging and he really wants to get through this. And he doesn't know if he's going to make it.
We've all been there.
We've all been there.
When
I'm there now.
When showing 3 people around our dead bodies.
Well, you know, sometimes you get nervous around your dead bodies. And I don't remember. Is that his actual tooth gap? Is he like a Lawrence Fishburne?
You know, I honestly don't know. I want to say it was for the movie because, you know, the ending, of course.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I've seen him in plenty of other things, but I'm honestly not 100% sure.
Right. As soon as they do the little thing at the end with it, I'm like, okay, maybe that's not his. But I'm like, yeah, I can't remember seeing Clarence Williams III like smile and anything else.
Half Baked. When they had to do in the headlock and it was like, yes, Cuban B.
Been a minute to see that.
That's fair.
Classic. Yeah, I remember when it was all 3 of the guys on the front cover, not just Dave Chappelle. Their interactions with him, trying to get him to like show us the drugs.
Yeah. I'll show you the drugs, but let me tell you a story about this dead body first.
Yeah,
exactly.
That house ain't that big. He's telling all these stories.
Hey, it's a mortuary.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't see him going downstairs. It's supposed to be just right there.
Oh, they just walk very slowly.
They do walk very slowly. You guys see him get something on his tooth?
Oh, yeah. You know, that has always bugged the absolute hell out of me because I thought it was just like, you know, a huge error, like some food or something like that. But I watched a YouTube video the other day. It was like the kill count of it. I can't remember the YouTube channel right now. That was from his cigar.
I figured it came off the chewing on the stogie.
He puts the cigar out in his pocket.
Yes, I remember that part. He was just like, and put her just in his shirt pocket like it was no big deal.
He does some things to hint that not everything is what it seems. Like when he walks, like I think in the basement, and he's putting his finger near the light bulbs, and the light bulbs are coming on.
Them on.
Is that not how you turn on lights?
No, we got a clapper, remember?
I wish. That'd be so much easier.
Clap on, clap off.
We don't do that.
It's a clapper. So that's our wraparound gang right there.
Wraparound gang.
Wraparound gang. We got our 3 gangbangers, and we got the crazy guy. And, yeah, so they want to pick up the drugs, and he says, nah, man, let me tell you a story about this dead dude while we go get the drugs that were so heavy I almost couldn't carry them myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking immediately, like, that should send up red flags, guys. There's that many drugs, like, that he found in the alley out back. Someone's missing those. You guys ain't going to be the first ones coming for it.
Hey, I will say a part of that, which is what I've learned from being in law enforcement in my career, is actually something they taught us at the academy. Criminals are stupid.
Criminals are stupid.
All they were thinking about, because remember in the beginning, he was like, dead people ain't the ones that need to be worried about. It's Lil Mo we don't need to be worried about. Whoever the hell Lil Mo was, as soon as we get the shit, sooner we get out of here. That's all they were just, tunnel vision. That's all they were concerned about.
That's fair. We got an easy score. Well, we pop open the casket. We got dead Clarence there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, let's tell you about Clarence. We jump into our first segment, Rogue Cop Revelation.
Good times.
Who wants to give me the synopsis for Rogue Cop Revelation?
I guess I'll go ahead and do that one. Rogue Cop Revelation is about Clarence. He is a rookie officer. It's never explained how long he's been doing it, but there's a lot of bad cops on the force, that have been selling drugs. And I can't remember if he was like a mayor or just some city councilman. He, Morehouse. He was, taking down the bad cops, because they were constantly selling drugs in the community, stuff like that. Him and his trainer, they roll up on the stop with him, and he's getting beat and stuff like that. And instead of just intervening right away, he's told to go back and check and see if the car is stolen. And while he's doing that, they continue to beat him even more to where he's almost or practically unconscious, pretty much. And then it just escalates from there. I'll touch on all the stories just real quick. One of the things that Rusty said that he really liked and what he really wanted to do with it is show the there's the human side and then there's the supernatural side, because if you notice, every single story starts with the bad human elements, and then it ends with basically the supernatural side of things, to where they kind of get their revenge, if you will. And that's what ends up happening here. The officers, Strom is the main one. He admits that the cops are selling drugs. But what they do is they not only end up killing him, they ruin his name, because they inject him with heroin, they put drugs in his car, and then they drop him off in a body of water. So it wasn't enough that they could just, kill him and get rid of him. They also tarnish his name as well. And then sometime later, I think it's like a year, Clarence, he had already quit the force, alcoholic, being in bad homes and stuff like that. He starts getting visions from Morehouse saying, bring them to me. He somehow gets them all together. He says it's a celebration for the anniversary of them killing him. Takes him out to the graveyard. Strom is awful. Strom is like really, really bad. He's like the stereotype or stereotypical of bad cop, if you will. He starts to piss on his grave. And then I think the other one, he forces Billy, the other one, to start doing it as well. And then Morehouse grabs him, brings him down through the grave, rips his heart out. And then it's just great from there. As crazy as that is to say, because I am a cop, you know what I mean? But what they did, it was absolutely deserved. They absolutely deserved it, in my opinion.
After watching the segment, I think, now I'm going out on a limb here, I think those cops might have been racist.
Well,
just a thought.
I feel like that's probably a little harsh.
Maybe. Now let me summarize that synopsis.
Sorry if I went too long.
That's the classic. We always fuck up a synopsis and either tell too much, too little.
Well, he didn't tell at all. He stopped.
Yeah, he stopped. So yeah, bad cops take out let's just say like an MLK or a Malcolm X type. I'd say more MLK. He seemed more peaceful than aggressive figurehead, and some sort of, I don't know, Ryan, what would you say his position is in the community? Because he's somehow able to seems like he might be like on a lawyer-esque side, like
I was gonna like city
DA,
council or
city council.
I guess the term would be what, community organizer, like someone who does have political clout.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty clear.
Yeah.
So
they take him out, and we get a revenge ghost story type thing with the help of the young rookie who's black. That's important.
Clarence is black.
I mean,
yes.
Yes.
I mean,
Because then he has guilt. Because Morehouse calls him out. Dead Morehouse calls him out. Be like, where were you when I needed you, brother?
Yeah, where were you, brother?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Exactly.
Where indeed. Yeah. The that one cop's bad because he's got that cop from Terminator 2
Because he's got
hair.
so much oil slicking his hair back.
It's all slicked back. Yeah.
Oh, that was the first one. That was Billy.
Yeah, that guy's like, he's a little skeezy.
Also, he's like, I feel like he's got lizard face.
He does, what's his face, from Barbarian and Doom. I'm blanking on the actor's name, but...
Justin Long?
No, the guy who played the old man.
Oh, yeah, I know you're.
Yeah, he's got lizard face.
Yeah, eat a hamburger. Fatten up a little
He
bit.
absolutely does.
I do like hamburgers.
I can tell.
That's got to be an awkward situation, being the rookie cop thrown in with this gang of, let's say, Copland cops, but also being the only minority around. I'm going to guess maybe one of the few minority cops in the station. It's like, okay, either...
Yeah, you're like in two worlds.
Right, you're in two worlds, and if you're like one of the first ones there, if you jump into that situation... You also have the threat of them just throwing you under the bus, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's like, do I blame Clarence all that much? It's like, what would I have done in that position? I can't say that I wouldn't have done the same thing. Just because, well, shit. Both of us don't have to die. Like, we can get out of this situation, then I can go narc on the cops. But like,
they told him that they were going to take him to the hospital. Now, should he have believed them? Probably not.
I said, do not leave. Where's that? I was like, I don't think you should leave. Yeah, right there. Don't leave, man. He did.
You see? He wrote it down.
I wrote it down. It's right there.
He's pointing it to you. Like,
yeah.
we won't
he
believe him
can see my
otherwise.
notes. Well, I guess you can see my notes, too. Sometimes you guys do look at my notes. I know you do.
I've never read your notes, and I never will.
Bullshit.
I have.
I knew it.
And I just want to know what's coming.
You gotta know. I do my notes on Discord.
Oh, okay, I got you. I don't know. I think Clarence could have did more because he said it himself when he met up with them on the anniversary or whatever. He was like, I should have turned you guys in instead of just quitting the force. You know what I mean?
The morally right thing to do would have been that, but then his own self-survival is... But he quit the force anyway, so He could have at least ratted them out sooner, but I'm saying, like, at minimum he could have done that, but actually intervening while it's happening, his ass ends up dead too.
It's better this way, though, because then we get a movie.
We get a movie this way. This is true. And like he's they beat the shit out of Morehouse. Mm-hmm. Not the kid from The Simpsons.
That's Milhouse.
Yeah.
You're right. You're both right. Well done.
They take him to the pier.
Now I'm imagining them beating the shit out of Milhouse.
And he'd have it coming. They take him to the pier, the docks, and they put him in his car, and put on the rubber glove because now all of a sudden they're worried about DNA being on things, fingerprints, whatnot.
Fingerprints.
Yeah, it's a little late for that. Inject him, stick the syringe carefully in his shirt pocket. And then they take 2 bricks of what I'm gonna guess is supposed to be like cocaine or something.
No. This is banana bread.
Oh, that's classic banana. 2
classic
big-ass
banana
bricks. Bread. Throw it in the trunk and they're like, yeah, we are selling the drugs, but no one else ever knows that.
They just had it on them.
Well, yeah, they just had it. My thing is, did they really have to waste so much? Because first off...
You don't think one would have done it?
I think one would have done it because I don't think they are going to investigate that hard.
Or you do the Dave Chappelle, just sprinkle some crack on them and be done with it.
Yeah. Sprinkle crack on.
Sprinkle some crack on.
Yeah,
sprinkle some crack on. We're good.
Like I think they could have gotten away with
that was
just injecting them.
Little Mo ain't gonna be happy with them. Mm-mm.
Little Mo ain't gonna be happy at all. A little excessive.
I don't know, because if they would have just injected him, that would have just been like, oh, he was doing drugs. Also throwing on the fact of him, quote unquote selling drugs, that goes back to the whole thing of they wanted to, completely tarnish his legacy.
That's fair. How many grams of cocaine do I have to have up my ass before you think I'm using versus dealing?
Well,
I think it's 10.
10?
I'm pulling that number out of mine ass.
mine ass.
Well, I mean, mine own ass. I mean, you've dealt with some unsavory folks, Ryan. You've probably had quite a few people with things in their ass.
And not when I was taught. Well, I can't say. I don't know for sure.
You don't
You're
fucking know.
You're right. I don't know who I was
you don't know
talking
what's
to.
going on in the butts of man.
The dark annals of
tangent,
history.
divergent. One time, I did have to go to the. Oh God, it wasn't the penitentiary. Maybe it was something. Detention center or something, and I was interviewing inmates because one of my professors had told me that people were taking green tennis balls, hollowing them out, putting drugs inside, and then chucking those over the wall so they'd blend in with the grass. And so I just asked one of the inmates about it. He said he had no idea about that, but what he did know was that girlfriends, their ladies, were coming in, stuff up the bum, prison wallet, asking to go to the bathroom, putting it in their mouth, and then coming out, giving them their partner a kiss. Then they'd go to the bathroom, and that's how it was getting in. And all I could think of was you had shit kisses, and I don't know if it's worth it, man.
You don't think they washed it in the bathroom?
No,
He didn't say that.
I think
That's
it's
a pretty
assumed.
important step to leave out.
I think it's assumed.
No, sometimes criminals are stupid.
Daniel, you got to remember, he also thinks you have to hollow out a tennis ball.
Are they already hollow?
Yes, they're already hollow.
Fair point, good sir.
I'm out here doing
Daniel.
basketballs.
They're hollow like the earth. I'm surprised you didn't know that, Daniel.
Because I like the width.
Oh, the earth is hollow? I knew that. I watched King Kong. Stupid.
Yeah, dumbass. You'd fit 3 raccoons in your butt.
Big ones.
Only 3?
So,
hold on. Just how did you know he was shooting him up with heroin?
Honestly, even outside of my obvious background in law enforcement, it's just that is a popular drug for things of that nature. Most people doing crack, they smoke it. You know what I mean? They shoot up heroin.
Oh, now when you said things of that nature, I thought you were implying like framing a victim as a criminal. It's popular to use heroin to frame
Heroin's
them.
the go-to drug.
Well, with
Heroin, the drug of
crack,
choice when you're trying to send
it's
someone
always
up.
shown with like the spoon and the lighter.
Yeah.
Well, that's
exactly.
Hollywood making it look all dirty, like though. I don't trust that shit. I'm sure it's much more romantic.
McDonald's bathroom, and my spoon melts every time.
Well,
but I use the butter. I heat the butter up in the spoon.
You throw a little cayenne in there.
A little cayenne.
Cayenne.
Yeah, there's a little cayenne on
little
it.
Kick.
Little slappy mama. Now we got Cajun butter. So
We making a stew.
we're making a stew, baby.
I'm gonna put forth that this is all in Clarence's head.
Oh, everything after the aftermath of the murder.
1 year later, yeah.
No.
I could believe it. I thought he was going to turn into Spawn, though, whenever he walks out there all drunk and stuff and he's in the alleyway. I'm like, this is a Spawn-ass setup.
Oh, my God.
Like, that's great.
Is Spawn? Can we watch Spawn?
We should watch Spawn. Spawn's a good movie.
We can do the TV series, but maybe not the movie.
Why
No,
not?
fuck you. The movie's great.
John
The series is
Leguizamo.
better.
John Leguizamo. Okay, look, the series is better, but the movie's more enjoyable.
Bad CG cape. Come on.
Come on.
CGK, 1,000 spawns and they look
White.
terrible.
So, yeah, we get our year later, and Clarence is... Well, we find out later he's for sure quit the force. I just assumed, I was hoping he quit with the amount he was drinking and stumbling around.
It's a celebration.
It's a celebration. He's getting called to by more Millhouse.
Yes. Okay.
And Millhouse is like, come to Springfield. It's bring them to me. Now, when he's saying that, I'm like, let's go back to the docks, but I guess just his grave. And he's out like having a real spiritual journey, walking the streets, ends up in an alley, sees a big painting of Millhouse, and it's like, all right, I'll do it, man. I'll do it. So then we get our cops, who are all, I guess, always work the same shift, apparently still a year later, all show up at the cemetery. They're like, what the hell are we doing here? I was like, yeah, what are you doing there? As soon as that guy quit the force, you probably should have taken him out too, because clearly once he leaves, he's no longer has the you don't rat out another cop.
It's a liability.
It's not a cop. So I'm surprised they didn't already take him out. So they're dumb, I think. And I half expected Clarence to start like dancing around in the cemetery, like in Return of the Living Dead.
Sure.
Wait, what?
Just start stripping.
Just take his top off, start like
do the strip,
swinging his hips, and
he's gonna strip down, start dancing on the.
Okay,
it's a celebration.
It's a celebration. Yeah,
his friends are back.
Friends are back in town. Let's do this.
His friends that he hadn't seen in a while.
Yeah, hanging dong. It'd be great.
I guess.
Then he litters, and then he deserves to die.
Now that's a crime.
Down. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Don't litter.
We can overlook everything up to this point.
Yeah, that's why Clarence deserved to die. Because he littered. In a graveyard.
Where my kids play.
That's the most disrespectful thing you can do in a cemetery.
Your kids play in a graveyard? You raising goth kids? What's wrong with you?
Oh, yeah.
Fun fact, they filmed that. That was actual. It wasn't like a set. That was actual cemetery that they were at.
They had those actors actually piss on someone's grave.
No, that part was made up. The headstone and everything for Morehouse was all fake, but the surrounding area, they were in an actual cemetery.
I was gonna say, because that's how you get haunted.
Yeah, I know.
You don't do that. So Clarence walks them over to Milhouse's grave.
Jesus.
And
it's a little one because he's a little guy.
It's because he's a little guy. All right.
It's like, look, I did what you asked. I brought him here. It's fine. Look, it's all good. See, I'm happy now. Is what he told the other cops. Like, I'll be happy. All you guys got to do is just come over to the grave with me. And the one dickhead, the main
Strong,
goes over there, pushes Clarence out of the way, and just starts like taking a piss on the grave. And then he wants to get his other buddy to come over there and take his penis out at the same time. His penis is out. He's like, come pee with me, bro.
Cross swords with me on this grave.
That's right. Yeah.
It's like the ladies, like, when they get up to go to the bathroom, he's like, are you coming to the bathroom with me too? Like, we go in pairs. The other guy's like, I went earlier. I don't gotta go right now, actually. Come take your dick out with me, bro. Let's pee on this guy. Okay, he doesn't have to go. No, I can go. That was so awkward.
It's okay, man. It's okay.
One day I hope we can all pee on a grave together at the same time.
No, that's not going to
happen. Well,
it'll be 2 minutes apart. Yeah.
I've noticed at this point in this segment, there's a lot of face touching that happens between these characters, and that makes me uncomfortable.
I'm sorry, what?
Like, face touching. Like, I think
them
earlier
touching
on,
their face or them touching other people's face?
Each other's. They're like, I think it's like a domination, like, intimidation thing. Like, I think when they were in the car earlier and he's telling Clarence, like, no, you don't rat out another cop. I feel like he touches his face there. And then Strom here touches probably Clarence's face. I'm like, there's a lot of touching other people's faces here. And he didn't wash his hands.
All right, we found another thing that makes Kenny uncomfortable. Cool.
All right.
I'm sorry. If I come up and I touch your face like this, not like this, you ain't gonna like it.
You're right. I guess you got me.
See? Especially when you just see him piss on a grave when there's no sinks. I want his dirty dick hands on my face. Crime. That's why he deserved to die. Maybe the hate crimes and the but
just maybe on the hate crimes.
But don't touch my face with your dick hands. Well, we assume when the first guy's pissing on the grave that he's going to get his dick ripped off, but that ends up getting saved for the second guy. So I guess Milhouse was hydrated by then.
You're gross.
Because then
this is real time audience feedback, Kenny.
Do you think he's like down there like one of those little dinosaur tablets that you got to put in water to make it expand?
Yeah, he expanded. And Milhouse got bigger. Now he's a piss-soaked dinosaur sponge.
Yeah.
It reaches up and he grabs the wang, which, 2023, they would have shown a prosthetic dick getting grabbed and torn off. This ain't that movie.
This is 1995, sir.
This is classy.
I don't think you can describe a dick grab, even if they don't show it, as classy.
Functional.
$20, I'll show you a classy dick grab.
Show me.
Show me. $20 is $20. So that's when Now, Ryan, you think this is all in his head, but who grabbed that guy's dick? Is this a revisionist history out of Clarence's head?
Oh, yeah. This is guilt psychosis that's built up over a year, and he's just been trying to drink it away, and tonight's the night it just got loose.
I don't like that.
So he runs drink and piss?
Mean, yeah, of course, Daniel. This is a supernatural movie, so of course it's supernatural. But if you don't know that, if you take away the beginning you take away the anthology beginning,
you just take
and
away
just
the
have
movie,
this segment, just this segment, then you would all be left with him starting as a cop, rookie cop, quits because of guilt, tries to drink his way through it, doesn't get any kind of help, doesn't get any resolution, and the guilt drives him to then kill the 3 officers, and then he gets put away for it.
So long story short, you're saying in your mind you want Clarence to have grabbed that guy's dick.
I knew he was going
Take
there.
some action, yeah. Take responsibility.
Take responsibility.
Finish him.
That's a crazy thing to say.
I knew he was fucking going there, man.
Don't worry, officer. I know how to handle a loaded weapon. Don't jerk off your old cop buddy on Milhouse's grave.
I'm sure there's a firing range joke in there somewhere. I just don't know where it is.
Well,
only one shot left in that revolver. So one cop gets his wang pulled down to the earth, and Milhouse comes out, and he's
back on the wing pulling. Do you think it gets ripped off before you would get dragged through a hole?
No. I watched a segment on Oprah one time.
Is it attached?
And someone had like sawn it off, and he said that it had taken like a long time to do it. It'd take a bit. So I don't think, but it's supernatural zombie strength though.
Right.
Well,
I'd like to think you couldn't.
He had the cock and balls, and you know how stretchy that sack is. I ain't just gonna tear.
I've seen documentaries.
It's like bubble gum.
Bubba gum?
Bubba gum.
Bubble gum shrimp.
You can chew it for years. Never goes bad.
I get so off
It's
the
like
rails
taffy.
here.
Every time. So now zombie Milhouse is chasing the cops out the cemetery. They go hop in their cruiser, and they got the sirens on. They're trying to get out of there, and before they can even leave, though, like Milhouse shows up, and he's like outside the window, and I like how one of the cops starts banging on the glass on the inside, trying to like get off of there.
Shoot! Yeah, that was strong.
Yeah,
because the one that got killed first was Billy. The one that was driving was Newton, and then the one that you were talking about that was banging on the window was Strong.
Yeah, Strong. He's like it's like a squirrel on your dash. So you're trying to like get off the hood of the car, like go on. Like,
but he's in the passenger seat, so he leans over to do it
with his dick hands in that guy's face.
Unwashed
dick hands.
Gonna have to wash that window.
What you stuck on, huh?
Yeah, definitely gonna have to wash that window. So they do this bit. They finally get going, and then they're like, he's still back there, and he's like a block or two down the street, and they're like, how far back? And turn back around, and he's like right there on the back of the car.
That was great.
I'm trying to remember what. I think it might have been like Hot Shots. No, not Hot. What's Loaded Weapon, the Lethal Weapon parody, where like, he's on our tail, and it's someone in the backseat of the car, and they whip around a couple times, and then he's gone. It's like, we lost him. Like that's some slapstick comedy right there to me. He rips someone's the driver's head off.
No.
Stroms.
I got you. Don't.
Okay, hit it.
So they keep driving around, and he ends up on top of the car, stuff like that, because they ended up crashing, and they're all dazed and confused and everything. And then Morehouse reaches through the hood of the car and snatches up Strom or whatever. And then next thing you know, Strom's like headless body comes like just like a sack of potatoes back into the car. And then we pan out, and you see Morehouse standing there with Strom's head and stuff like that. And then Newton. He starts shooting at the car with his backup pistol and blows it up.
Because that's how that works.
Cars just blow up. Also, the muzzle flash on those guns, they're straight up like a lighter flame coming out of that
fire,
thing.
man.
Like, that's not a flash. There's literally a flame. I'm like, that's a lighter.
90s were great.
Right. He's running. So he's running away. He ends up like in an alley, and he's like, he's dead. I killed him. He's kind of admitting his guilt, like to all the vagrants running around. ends up in that same alley that Clarence was in earlier with the big painting of Morehouse, the mural on the wall. And Morehouse shows up and he tears open his chest, and there's like a chem lab in his chest. And so I was wondering what you guys thought that was supposed to be representing, or if it was just, this is something fun we put in there. I thought maybe it's supposed to be like a drug lab. They injected him with drugs or something.
So it was never explained like what that little vial and that green liquid itself was supposed to be. But one of the special effects people, they said that it was originally supposed to be like a drug pipe, and then they replaced it with that. But they just like went to the next section after that. They stopped talking about it. So I have no idea what that was supposed to be. If I had to guess off the top of my head right now, it's the whole representation of drugs because they, injected them with it when they were killing them.
That's where my head was going. And if it was originally supposed to be a drug pipe beforehand, then that still stands. But it's just kind of seems like it was pretty funny. Like, it's like a mad scientist lab inside his chest.
See,
like the bubbling and stuff.
I thought the mortician guy was cooking up an alchemical solution to turn him into a zombie, and that he had set this all up.
That's a good point, because he could have had his body. Well, he did have his body in there, I'm sure, because that's the only mortician in town.
Yeah,
fair.
So that works. Well, then I love that Morehouse starts doing like the force, uses the force hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I'm like, that's great. That's great that he has. I wonder when that click that, okay, I got to do the hands. Throws him up on the wall with the force powers and then starts flying needles into him, kind of like the French toast in Shazam with Shaq. Or Kazam.
It's Kazam.
Kazam. What that reminded me of. Stabs him with all those, and then he shoots one straight down his mouth, and we get that great camera from inside the mouth thing, behind the teeth. Looks great. Straight in there, and then we get this epic, like, face melting into the wall, and now he's part of the mural, like, screaming his ass off. And that's the segment.
That was great. They said that so originally, the actor, I can't think of his last name, but his first name was Wings. The actor that plays Strom.
Wings Hauser.
There we go. He was originally supposed to be the one that ended up on the mural, but because, like scheduling conflicts and stuff like that, they ended up going with a Michael Massey character. And they basically said that they wanted to do that as like a reminder, pretty much, of what they had done. And as a reminder to, any other cops that tried to think of doing stuff like that. I thought it was a pretty cool way to end the segment.
Yeah, it would have made more sense for it to be Strom, since he seemed like the ringleader, but...
Absolutely.
I guess that explains why it wasn't.
Scheduling conflicts, yep.
Alright, so now we get back to our wraparound, which is pretty much just more, hey, sir, I just want my drugs.
Basically.
Show me the shit. I want to go home.
Oh, I got the shit. The shit. Look at this crumpled up, weird burned body
Charred
thing.
Up body, yeah. What the fuck happened to him?
Yeah, no, don't worry. This is just Voldemort when he fell off the professor's head in the first movie.
Oh.
Yeah, a little crusty Voldemort. And we get our second segment, Boys Do Get Bruised.
I'll give a synopsis because I know what to do now.
Thank God.
Sure, because Daniel does it every episode, and sometimes he still doesn't.
No, I got you. I'm good. So basically, this one, the short synopsis about this is it's about child abuse and domestic in the household is what it is. It was discovered by new kid in school, has bruises, discovered by the teacher, and then it goes from there.
Well, that's better. I was in the...
That's good.
Hey, I said it was a short synopsis.
Yeah. Didn't give up too much. We got the setup, so
There's
we're good.
a monster.
No, that's too much. Now they know.
I see your monster.
Okay, so we cut in.
It's David
And we
Allen
got,
Greer.
He could choke me anytime.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
So, what's the kid's name? Walter?
Walter.
Yes.
New student Walter.
Johnson. Yeah, so Walter, they say it's a fight going on. That ain't a fight. He's getting his ass beat. That's a beat down. He's on the ground. The kids are all surrounded. They're beating up this little kid.
Yeah.
And And the kid saying that's beating him up was Tyrone.
I laughed. You know why
I know
I laughed.
you did. I know why you laughed.
Why'd you laugh? Did you get your ass beat by a Tyrone?
Because Tyrone does more damage than me.
Tyrone does more damage than me, so.
I don't know what that means.
Was it a YouTube video? What was it we watched?
It was a Diablo 3 forum post.
Yeah, it was about Diablo 3. Oh, yes, it's a forum post. So, in the Diablo universe, I don't know if you've ever played in the Diablo games, Justin. There's an angel called, is it Tyrael?
Yeah.
And in the third game, there's a fight where he comes in and he, like, fights with you, I think.
And I think this is the first time they made it explicitly clear that he was black.
Yeah. So someone was freaking out in a Diablo 3 forum, and they're like, why does Tyrone do more damage than me?
Oh, you're so stupid.
But that stuck. So as soon as they said Tyrone was the kid beating him up, I was like, yeah, he does more damage than me.
Makes sense.
Okay, so the kid's in the nurse, and they see like a wound on his forehead.
Black eye.
Yeah, black eye.
Yeah.
And they don't just immediately assume it's from the fight, which I thought was kind of odd.
Well, because it was older. He had an older bruise.
Yeah. Kid gets in a lot of fights. He needs to take a punch better. I don't know.
They went all
Kid's always
CSI
crying.
on this kid's face. Like, this happened a while ago.
Did you wash your hands after you used the bathroom? No. See, you got dick hands. That's why you got punched in the face.
Yeah, that's going to be the theme of this episode.
We've got our child predators of this episode.
Child predators, dick hands. So, it's like the teacher and the nurse are like, look, it'll be our little secret, man. What's going on? What's going on?
Oh, no. Okay, so, hi. Number one.
Hey, how's it
You
going?
never tell them you're going to keep this a secret.
Because you're going to break their trust later.
Yeah, because you can't. You're obligated to report it. You're obligated to report it to your child safeguarding officer at the school, who's then going to kick it up and probably, get law enforcement involved at some point. So you never say, I will keep it a secret, or you can tell me a secret. You can only say, I'm here to listen to anything you want to tell me.
Yeah, but this is
And
95.
even if they don't say anything, you still report it up.
It's 95 because he
what if
doesn't
that
tell
kid lawyers
anyone.
up?
I know it's 95. I'm like, are there different rules for teachers back then?
You can hit your kid in 95.
Well, not with a
Yeah, I
palm
wish a
strike to
teacher
the
would.
nose. That seems a little excessive. I mean, come on, monster.
There was a good palm strike to the face later in this segment.
Oh, dude.
That was brutal. So the kid basically says, yeah, there's a monster. It came after my dad died. So right off the bat, we're assuming the teacher and the nurse think there's a new man in the house, beating him. But again, it's been a while since I watched this, and I was like, that's a little too on the nose, I'm sure. But it wasn't. It was accurate.
Mm-hmm.
I almost wish it hadn't been just a new man in the house. Like if it would have been like, oh shit, there was a monster. But that's not the supernatural take in this one.
The direction I thought they were going to go was that the dad hadn't actually died, but had succumbed to alcoholism and was just getting drunk all the time. And that's when the monster would come out and then beat the shit out of the kid.
Never wash his hands.
Oh my gosh, shut up.
Look, you made Ryan leave.
Yeah.
He had it coming. Well, instead of actually getting a supernatural monster, we have something more terrifying. An elementary age girl spreading around the powers of voodoo to other kids. That seems dangerous.
How's that work?
What?
So, the other kid, the girl, tells him that my parents told me that if you just draw the things you're scared of and then, burn them, cut them, do whatever, then your problems will go away. The shit actually works, man. He breaks the voodoo paper doll fucked
You don't
up
think
Tyrone.
it was just his X-Men powers being activated by the stress?
No, in my mind, that little girl has spread this to this entire school, so now there's a whole school's worth of people making little voodoo paper doll things, fucking up all that whole community. I said I wanted McDonald's today. Fold.
Well, now I don't think I can get you McDonald's today. You have folded me in half.
Yeah, well, you should have thought of that. Also, I didn't wash my hands before I folded this paper.
Oh my god,
This
dick
guy.
hands.
Dick hands all over you because it transfers like that. So,
Well, the little girl wouldn't have dick hands.
Well, but it's like when you handle money,
better not.
you should wash your hands afterwards.
Oh,
Cause,
yeah.
Money's gross, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so the teacher stumbles on the kid's drawing. It's like after another day, seeing more bruises and whatnot. He doesn't want to go out to recess. Now, here's a thing I have a question about. So he also has a picture of the monster that he's described to the teacher. And the monster is standing there. Clearly, the monster's like bare-ass naked except for a pair of black boots.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Well, I don't think monsters are like
Is that true?
required to wear clothes.
It's not like swinging dick, but like the nips are out. Like I got for a second there, I was almost thinking maybe the mom's the abuser because I could see like almost boobs, so they're just muscular pecs. But then you look.
You have weird thought processes.
Yeah.
All right, no, he's right. He's right. I pulled it up. He's just wearing boots.
Clearly, the only clothing he put on him was boots. So is David Allen Greer in there beating this child's ass and nothing but his boots on?
He's a kid. What do you want him to draw?
I think it's the boots because he can hear the cloppity clop as he's coming up the stairs to beat his ass.
If he's naked, that's not the only cloppity clopping he's hearing. He's hearing a floppity flop.
Oh my
that
God.
could be.
Well, he can't be naked
Is that
because
what's trying to push
he's
open the
taking
door?
the belt off.
Well, this time he's got his clothes on,
That's
but last
because,
time,
courtesy clothes on for when he comes home.
when he sleeps,
Yeah.
he sleeps fully nude except for his combat boots. They stay on.
That's canon.
Oh, it's a cannon.
God.
Okie dokie.
Dick germs everywhere. That's all I'm saying. So we get a glimpse of the kid in the room, and like he's crying in the room earlier. That makes me sad. I don't like that. And the kid tries to jam some shit in front of the door, and I'm like, "Good job blocking the door, bud." But then it gets in. But what's throwing me off, what makes me think this isn't actually a monster, despite the fact that through the kid's eyes we're seeing this big grotesque hand coming through, is he's coming from an extremely well lit area, and I'm like, monsters don't come from the light. This doesn't track. Just a thought. That's when I was like, I don't think this is a monster. I think it is back on the nose. That was my takeaway there. Because how often do you see a creature coming out from like the well-lit hallway?
Maybe they're afraid of the dark.
Same. Same. So the teacher, what's the teacher's name?
Dude, I can't even think off the top of my head.
Richard? Is that the one played by the director?
Rusty Cundieff, yeah.
Yeah. So Richard, the director, he's like, all right, I'm not going to call CPS. I'm just going to go to this house and have a talk. Despite the fact that the kid told me not to. Goes to the house. Mom shows up at the door like in a robe.
He should have called the police.
He should have called the police. Quick.
Off topic real quick. You know what that reminds me of? Suitable Flesh. But carry on.
Yeah, yeah.
For sure.
Now, that's a
We talked
movie.
about that one already.
Like, so many people, like, this is not your job.
Exactly.
And you're possibly going to make it worse because it's not.
And you're
your
going to get your
job.
ass beat. Because David Allen Greer.
I had zero sympathy for her for that entire movie.
Nope. So she's like, all right, hold on one sec. Goes out. She changes clothes before letting him in. And then they're sitting there chatting. And I was like, getting flirty with the mom. All right.
Yeah, he was.
Before he walks in, though, a bird shits on him. That's bad luck.
Yeah.
He should have known he was
It's
about to
something
get his
like,
ass beat.
damn, even the bird shits on him. Why?
Even the bird.
What does that symbolize? Someone tell me.
It's life shit, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, it's on the nose. So he goes in there and he's talking to the mom, and it's like, yeah, so he says there's like a monster and blah, blah, blah. And she just gets pissed. And she's like, get your narrow ass in here. And he's like, man, don't beat his ass in front of me. I'm his teacher. And I'm always like, you hear that a lot, like, get your narrow behind in here. Is that an insult to have a narrow behind?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I would say no.
Yeah. Oh, yeah? You like them wide?
Yeah, wide means strength. You're narrow,
I'm
you're weak.
saying, when you're yelling at your child, you just have to add an extra adjective on there to make it seem more intense, right? And that's just what we settled on as a society.
Yeah. That's like, you know, when your parents are mad at you and they call you by your full name or just by your middle name.
Yeah, you need the extra words in there so you get more time to, more madness.
Get your Dorito bod in here.
Get your fucking prison bod in here. You always skip leg day, you scrawny ass kid. Every time. Gets down there, and then there's does he knock or does he ring the bell?
Who?
David Allen Greer, when he shows up.
He honks his horn.
He honked his
horn.
He honked his horn.
So she literally has to, he expects her to come open the door for him when he honks. Like, that's...
You know, that is a unfortunate thing that's like, it's real, even in today's standards.
It's like, I can't touch the door.
Like,
Touch the door of my own house?
a lot of people are, that's the whole control thing. There's a domestic violence cycle, and that's a part of it.
But on the bright side, though, if she's getting the door for him, no dick germs on the door.
I fucking knew you were gonna say it. I was just waiting.
I'm like, where is it gonna happen? When is it gonna slap me in the face?
I was just waiting for it.
Everyone's always waiting for the dick hands. They're a lot more exciting than jazz hands. They just be shooting.
Spirit fingers.
So David Alan Grier walks in. I'm like, man, I love David Alan Grier. And it's like, that's when I was like, it's weird seeing him not lovable. Like he's got like
a comedic role.
Yeah, he's very intense right from the get go.
Well,
we
don't know the kind of day he just had at work, right?
This could all be justified, right?
It is justified.
So, I mean, don't get me wrong. If I walk into the house and there's like some random person like in the kitchen, I'm just like, I don't want company. What's going on? My day is ruined. I haven't been able to touch anything because the sink was out at work. It's
you already made the dick joke. Go ahead.
It's big dick. So he's like, he sees the guy, the teacher in there. Carl sees the teacher, and he's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, we'll go have a chat." Even though like mom seems really nervous about them having any contact with each other, which tracks if we're going back with the whole he's a domestic abuser, because you try to do anything, if they don't get themselves out of the situation, it's going to be worse for them. That's why it's such a tricky situation. Yep. So she's like, my ass is going to get beat for this. This ain't my fault. So they're sitting down, and they're talking about it. He's showing them the drawings. He's like, yeah, he even said that, he needs to kill this monster. Blah, blah, blah. Now, Carl recognizes the monster as himself because he's wearing just black boots, and that's clearly a thing he does.
Okay.
And he goes, I will talk to him. And the teacher's like, you're going to talk to him? And then he's like, he does this like stern, like, I will talk to him. Now, my thing is, okay, say the kid is just having like some monsters in the closet kind of scared shit and he is clumsy or whatever. What else did the teacher want him to do for the kid?
I'm glad you said that.
Other than just talk.
Because that part like kind of put me off, because I'm like, you in somebody else's house. You're talking about just talk to him. He had like kind of like rolled his eyes like, you in my house drinking my tea. Like, get out.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's a perfectly fine. Like, all right, man, you've overstepped here. If I'm not beating my child, which I am.
Yeah.
Which I am.
I'm sorry. What?
But so yeah, it's like, what do you want to like? Okay, like we'll talk. We'll get him another nightlight. Like we'll figure something out. But I think any of us in that situation, first off, we wouldn't put ourselves in that situation. Already realized like, okay, one of these fuckers, probably both of them, are beating the kid, because the mom actually didn't look beat up that I recall. I don't remember seeing any bruise, so there was no indication, even though clearly she gets her ass beat too. Hides the bruises better on her, I guess. So we sent the teacher out, and I'm like, well, maybe it is just a monster. I don't know, but Carl seemed angry. He starts unbuttoning his sleeves, start rolling. Like, oh fuck, oh no. Okay, he's about to go beat somebody's ass.
And that's when you see the tattoo on his arm that actually says monster.
Uh-huh. And the real monsters here are the parents making that kid wear jorts.
I'm sorry, what?
Jorts?
What's it? So, a jort.
Jean shorts.
Jean
Ryan's old.
Shorts. Jorts.
He probably loves jorts. I could see Ryan probably wearing jorts right now. And
He
then,
might
like,
be, yeah.
socks and strappy sandals.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I cut
fanny
them
pack.
high enough so that the pockets stick out, or is that too high?
Well, when I wore those shorts that I cut off and the pockets were hanging out, Daniel's seen a testicle. So, you gotta be careful with how high you cut the shorts. Lessons learned.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a true story.
Just wow.
It's my testicle.
Oh, man.
I'd be alarmed if it hadn't been your testicle.
He comes out in those jorts, the testicle falls out. You go, what's that? He goes, oh, that's Steve's.
That's it. Well, you know how you do. You put on the cutoffs, and then you get those like fake balls that you hang off the back of your pickup truck. You dangle them out of your shorts there. It's for dominance. I put a pair on each side. Big meaty clackers. So the teacher's back out in the car, and I'm like, time to call CPS man or something. Like, get someone out there. Then we cut back to the house. Mom takes a palm to the face.
He doesn't even wait
Just immediately.
to hear the car leave.
Wait. You like skipped the whole lead up to it, good sir. Because remember, he's out in the car because he got kicked out of the house, rightfully so.
Rightfully so.
And then we switch back to the kids, Walter's view, and you hear like the loud booming steps of the monster coming up. Show the door opening with the monster hand, and then you just see the shadow of or the silhouette.
Yeah, you see the monster out
of the monster head and the outlet and stuff like that. And then it's like, yes, especially watching it as an adult, we know who the monster is. But like somebody that's like not into horror like us, or somebody watching it way back then, it's a big surprise when you see the monster head. But then you also see his the dad, Dave Allen Greer's character, his arm holding the picture, and that he's the monster. Because it's still talking in that monster voice as well when he first confronts Walter. Because he was like, you like to draw fucked up pictures of people.
Yeah, you want to kill me?
Yeah. But he was still talking in his monster voice.
Yeah, it's kind of overlaid with it. Which, good thing he didn't accidentally crumple that picture. It might have had the thing that he would have killed himself. Yeah, so he goes up there to beat that kid's ass, and then the mom intervenes.
Carl, no, and it didn't end well.
Yeah, it's like a face palm.
Yeah.
Like, that was pretty rough. Then, like, a straight punch, and takes the belt off. And it's going crazy. And clearly he's not thinking, because he's doing this all right in front of the window, so everyone on the street can easily see this. This is 95, though. People might not even care.
Probably.
Unfortunately. And we end up back... Did we end up back in the kitchen again, or is all the fighting happen in the bedroom? The
first part where you left off at, he was still beating her with his belt in the bedroom. And then we switch back to the teacher who sees the silhouette of her getting beat and hears the screaming. Then he gets out of his car, and then that's when they're running down the stairs.
Right. And so teacher's going to go fight the Carl now. Carl's got the boy Walter by the ear, doing the old ear grab. Teacher comes in there, and he telegraphs that first punch so bad. like teacher can't fight right off the bat with that. Like, right off the bat.
That was pretty bad.
It was so bad. It's so bad. I'm like, maybe since you can't fight, like, maybe you need to give him the old dick twist.
Oh.
And then the wife, the wife gets socked in the face again.
Jeez, so many times.
She was getting her ass kicked.
But she telegraphs her attack, too, because she does the classic thing where I'm going to scream at you right before I run from behind you. So I'm going to get rid of my element of surprise.
Every single time I watch this movie, and obviously I've seen it like a million times, I'm like, her dumb ass is just like, she just gave it away. She just grabbed it, motherfucker! And like, everybody going to see that coming from a mile away.
Tough talk after he's down. Jeez. Drive me crazy. And then Walter's like, hey, fuck you. You got little bendy legs. Folds the paper like a nice little...
Arm is gone.
Yeah.
Leg is gone. I still hate the sound that his limbs make when they get all crumpled up.
It's so great, but he's crumpled up in a tiny little ball on the floor, and he's still... This ain't over, bitch.
He's still talking shit.
He's still talking shit. He was. So Rusty said that, like, when they screened it and stuff like that, the crowd like loved that part. They were like, he's still down here talking shit and stuff like that. They thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was hilarious. I would have been dying laughing seeing that in theaters. And then the teacher picks up the wadded ball of paper, and because the mom's like, "What? How are we gonna get rid of this? We can't.
Nobody's gonna believe us.
Nobody's gonna believe us." And it's like, nobody's gonna worry about it. Turns on the stove and it says, "Here, Walter, finish the murder." Because at that point, I don't think it's self-defense anymore. I think you've progressed. Ryan, as a lawyer, could you have defended me whenever he's laying on the ground, completely incapacitated?
Could you defend him if he had voodoo killed?
Yeah, so it's you at a body of someone crumpled, voodoo, a puddle on the floor. I could probably get you off on that charge, yeah.
See, Ryan would get me off.
100%.
I knew that was coming too.
Walter finishes the murder, and my last note... there is still, I can't get the vision of him coming in there with nothing but boots on out of my head. I mean,
you're awful. You're awful.
Like, I didn't make the drawing.
That's taking it way too far, because you talk about a grown man coming into the kid's room butt naked.
That's the monster. No, he had shoes on. So that's the story. He is all burned up, crispy. That's how we get him in the casket. We cut back to our wraparound story, and I love the look on the faces of our gangbangers after each story. They're just like what the fuck?
Did that really happen?
Like, oh shit. But this time, they accidentally knocked down this creepy little doll. And it's like, oh, thanks for reminding me about this creepy little doll. I got a story I can tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, son of a bitch. Never getting these drugs.
That was one of my favorite parts because it was just funny when he was explaining the doll to him. And I can't think of the one that was in the jumpsuit with the white hat. And he was like, man, are you for real? And he yelled at him, yes! And he scared them, they all jumped back.
Oh, I forgot to mention when they first approached the house in the beginning, and they're all on the front porch, and he whips up the blinds.
Yeah.
Mr. Sims does, and one of them turns and runs and knocks himself out.
That was Joe Torre's character, yep.
Yeah, that was an amusing start there. I appreciate that they can make fun of themselves in this movie a little bit. So, now we've get KKK comeuppance. And right off the bat, we get, I guess I could jump into it, or someone could tell me what it's about. What's the segment about?
Short synopsis about this one. It is a former KKK member who's running for governor of the state. Can't remember what state it is. And the house that he's in is a old plantation house. And the legend is...
Great place to get married.
Exactly. The legend is that the souls of the former slaves have been put into these dolls, and the dolls are allegedly scattered throughout the house. And go.
So affirmative
scavenger
action.
hunt.
Yeah.
Did you laugh at this affirmative action thing?
I laughed at so many bits from this.
So, I got on a YouTube rabbit hole, and apparently the affirmative action commercial it's an actual commercial that a Southern politician did to get elected.
Yeah.
It's an actual thing.
It's a real thing.
Yeah.
Can I minimize this and it'll still be good?
Yeah,
okay.
Fine.
Because I wrote that name down, or I got it right here. Give me a second.
Also, Corbin Burnson. I love him too. He's great.
I just don't understand the thought process that this is going to get you those votes.
Have you listened to our last couple elections?
So, the senator, it was a 1990 United States Senate election in North Carolina. The senator was Jesse Helms, and he did an actual campaign like that, and that's what they based it off of. It was like, a white guy, getting a rejection letter. It was a lot worse in real life. Because he got a rejection letter or whatever and was like, that job is yours, you deserve it, but they gave it to a minority, pretty much. So it was a lot worse in real life.
Affirmative action strikes again.
I've never gotten a rejection letter like that, where they told me, oh, you were qualified. It's always been, nah, we're passing.
I'm gonna go in another direction.
Yeah.
A darker path.
Did you? Yeah. Can I super side tangent? The only reason Donald Glover got hired as a writer on 30 Rock was because of affirmative action.
Isn't that, did he say that?
He said that, yeah.
Yeah, that's the sad. I remember the talk about that. What, they didn't like, what was the name of the comedy group? What was the name of the group he was in?
I don't remember.
Team Derek? No.
It's something Derek. Derek Comedy.
Derek Comedy, something like that. Yeah, they weren't big fans.
Yeah.
How could they not? He should have told them that he's also Childish Gambino.
If he had said, if he had said that. Yeah.
Yeah, are you aware, Justin, that Donald Glover and Childish Gambino are the same person?
Yes, I know.
It's kind of like a Superman Clark Kent scenario not everyone knows.
I will never not laugh at that story he told when he went by Don for a while and not Donald, and he was paying, he's like, I'm writing down Don Glover, and one day I look at it and realize that if you put them together, it says Dong Lover. It's like, I paid bills like that. So that's why it's either Gambino or Donald now, because he doesn't want to be Dong Lover. Yeah. Love that man. Okay, so Corbin Burnson plays this politician. He's fan-fucking-tastic.
Doot Medgar from David Duke, of course.
Of course. So he's inside. We've got protesters outside his plantation home. And all I gotta say is, what's up with that guy's hat?
Which guy?
The old man outside.
This old man was so extra.
Oh, his hat was great. What are you talking about?
It doesn't make sense.
It's kind of hot for that kind of hat.
Well, it's like, it seems...
The actor's name is Art Evans.
It's a good hat.
I just, no, it's not a good hat for this situation. It doesn't make sense.
What hat would you have wanted him to be wearing?
Honestly, I wouldn't even want him to have a hat in that situation.
Maybe he's self-conscious.
Yeah, well,
maybe he's got a bad hair thing going on. Like Ryan.
Don't say anything about hair. We've got 2 hair victims around here right now. That's a weave on Justin.
Oh, this guy. No weed here.
Ryan, do the
Don't
same
say
thing.
hair.
Ryan, do the same thing.
I can't. I gotta let everyone. No, they're holding
It
on
won't come
as
back.
is.
It won't come back.
It's cliffhanger.
I don't-
All right.
There was just something about like the hair, the hat, like did for whatever reason I'm looking at. It's like this hat looks like brand fucking new. It doesn't quite match his character. Like it seems like they just stole a hat out of like Huck Finn, like costume like room, and just threw it on his fucking head. It threw me off.
I'm looking at this hat. I don't understand this this take on that.
You don't know hats, bro. Don't know hats.
He's really upset about this hat.
Now,
upset
should
about
the
this hat.
voters worry
The hat is the most
that you
offensive
used
thing
to
in
be
this, yeah.
in the KKK?
Yes.
No, they shouldn't worry about that. They should worry that I'm still a member of the KKK. So they're the politician and his lover. It's the vibe I'm getting here.
No.
No.
Rhodey.
His
Stop
No.
going that route.
His-
Like,
his-
called-
his
PR
You can't tell me if
specialist.
Rhodey hadn't fallen down those stairs, this videotape would have led to the bedroom.
no, it wouldn't have.
Because they're getting fun and flirty with it, swapping who's on the camera.
That is true, though.
Who's
That's
on top? Who's on bottom? Who's in front? Who's behind? All right.
Rhodey was being a fucking weirdo, but it wasn't. It wasn't nothing
being a
like
weirdo.
that.
He's gonna get
Like,
Rhodey hard.
The whole, only spooks I'm scared of are the ones with guns. And
It's
it's
like,
just like he was
don't-
being weird.
Don't say that. Don't say that. So,
It's like, I've been around you for too long. Shouldn't have said that.
Exactly.
I'm just saying that was very, very homoerotic. That's all I'm saying.
It could have
So-
been more.
We all have a past, though, don't you? Don't we? It's like, no, that's too defensive. Yeah. Don't be so defensive. Own it. You were a Klanman. Be proud of it. No,
Yeah, be
maybe
proud
don't
of
be proud
that.
of it. But, he's basically coaching him how to talk to people about his past and not sugarcoat it, but also say, hey, I'm dealing with it, while also deflecting the crimes of his ancestors in that plantation. So it seems like it's all one big way to get around saying, I ain't leaving this plantation house. I got my own demons to deal with, so I'm gonna stay here. I'm not dealing with that yet. But their little meet cute, their little fun flirty video time gets spoiled when Rhodey is now on camera and he's walking through our politician.
It's dangerous. Shouldn't walk backwards, ever.
Yeah, walking backwards on the top of a large flight of stairs, and then he trips over a little doll.
He would have tripped even if there hadn't been a doll.
He wouldn't have been. But he was so cute and flirty, like he got lightheaded because all the blood was
Stop
rushing
with the
to.
whole
He
flirty
thought he was
stuff.
gonna catch him.
He thought he was gonna catch him, and so you know how it goes.
I'm Belle, be
you
my
get a
beast.
slight- be my beast. You get a slight erection, you get a little lightheaded, a little weak in the knees, and you
Okay.
fall down the stairs.
We've all been there.
Happens to the best of us.
That's why both
Sure.
hands on the banisters.
Yeah. And so then we cut to a funeral. We forgot to mention that we talked about this house being haunted. The protesters say, that house is haunted. He's got to get up out of there. That house is haunted. I'm like, you should listen to him. In the South, well, you said in real life it took place in North Carolina. That's still South, even though it has North in the name. If I'm in a old home, don't question it. If
I'm
in an
looking up,
old
I'm
home,
looking down.
and
Like,
the whole
what? Okay.
community's telling me this house is haunted. I'm going to go ahead and take their word for it.
Yeah.
Well, okay. What's the difference between a haunted house and a house that has possessed dolls in it?
So
Is there a difference?
I'd say technically yes, but I think it amounts to the same thing.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I can put Annabelle and Time Out in the corner. If the house is, got a
Right,
ghost in it, how am I going to do that?
So if the
Like,
house
you can
is
leave a haunted
haunted,
house.
I
if
can
the
kick
house is
Chucky
haunted-
out the window.
a door will open on its own. But with haunted dolls, the dolls gotta open the door.
And you got to hear their cute little
Their little
pitter
pitter patter.
feet.
Yeah. I'm just
Yeah.
little feet.
It's adorable. Adorable. I just don't know how he doesn't notice the doll that day while he's sitting there recording. Also, I appreciate the professionalism of our congressman here to make sure he films the guy's entire fall down the stairs.
Well, you want to
When he's watching the
get the shot.
You got the shot. Like, Rhodey,
Well, he might
you're a
have
real one.
he might have let out
Um,
one more last pointer for him on the way down.
Like, I love you.
Yeah,
like,
say
did he
that to
say
the
it? He
voters every
really-
time.
Every time. I love you. So, okay, so we're at Rhodey's funeral. It's all sad.
And the pastor was Rusty Cundiff's dad.
Yeah, the writer director
okay.
staff. It's a pastor.
Yep.
And it's still weird because the congressman and like his like a lady,
Little
like one other person
entourage.
are the only white people there. So it's like, you lost your token black guy. So I don't know if that's going to help with your voters or not. Maybe it'll get you some sympathy. This could be great for his campaign, honestly.
He actually did seem like a little upset about it.
Well, that was his lover, of course. He's upset.
Well, let's say courtesan, because he was paying him.
That's true, but I think Rhodey would have done it anyway. Or he's just really good at his job.
10,000 a week, he's really good.
10,000, yeah. So the congressman goes back home and he's all sad, reminiscent about his lover Rhodey, and he's watching the video and he sees the cut right before where Rhodey falls, and then he sees the doll in the frame. And again, I'm like, I don't know how you didn't notice that before.
And there was a doll in the car when he was riding back from the funeral.
Yeah. He was yelling at the driver, like, who put this here? Now, to me, I think he gets more upset with the doll being there if he had seen it earlier. So that's why I don't think that should have been the first time he's seen the doll. For that to be more effective as far as a mindfuck goes, I feel like I wanted him to see that Rhodey tripped over the doll earlier. That's a change I probably would have made there.
Well, but remember, he already had an understanding about the dolls and the legend of it, especially with that painting.
Yeah.
In his office as well.
Yeah, but he didn't believe it. But
I get what you're saying. I can see both sides of that argument.
Either way,
you want a scene of him in the bathroom, washing the penis germs off his hands. And in the mirror, in the back shot, you see the doll just kind of poking out, going, "Did you wash?" He's miming washing his hands together. Did you wash, Duke? Huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Wash little Duke?
Now get out here so I can bite you.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you later.
But only if you wash your hands.
So then we see the painting on the wall that has Mother. What was her name?
Hang on.
His mom.
No, it was she took over this place.
Miss Cobbs.
Miss Cobbs.
Yeah. So that was Rusty Cundiff's mom.
His mom, yeah.
Oh, cool.
So they got the painting with Miss Cobbs and all these children on the wall. That's part of the ghost story or whatever. There's an empty silhouette where one of the kids is gone from the painting. So it's like, okay, that's how we're doing it.
The souls of the slaves who were massacred at the plantation, it's Miss Cobbs who put them into the dolls to give them some rest. And then she's like, all right, now everyone just chill.
Yep.
Leave us alone and chill.
This is going to pay off later, guys. We're just going to stay in this painting.
Great.
You guys are going to laugh.
You're going to laugh.
It's going to be great. That's when we get the pitter-patter of little feet. It's adorable. And then I just got a note here that just says, "You," really loud, exclamation mark. So I think we're getting into our little fight.
Yeah, that was when he first seen him sitting on the steps.
Yeah, and he's getting mad at him, trying to get rid of him. Mm-hmm. And what he
says some words.
Reparations from me.
He was saying a lot of stuff, I wasn't the one that killed the slaves, blah, 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 blah. Basically, trying to take the blame off of himself, pretty much.
Yeah, don't blame me for what my ancestors did.
That's basically what he was doing. And then, like you guys said, he was like, no reparation.
Yeah, and that's something that the hat guy that Kitty, who hates his hat, was saying, the souls or the dolls want reparation. Get out of the house.
Yeah, after the funeral, he came up to the limo. You're correct. Yeah, he was saying that the dolls don't want you there. They didn't want him there. You should get out now before you end up like him or something worse.
Happens to the best of us. Yeah, I like the doll moving around on him, though. And then he sees the doll on the stairs and he breaks his awesome vase, his cool, awesome vase. Breaks it, and then the doll's gone anyway.
It's cool. Awesome. What?
A rupee shot out.
It was like a plain vase. It was like a white and a blue vase.
It could have been it could have been worth something. I don't know. At least it didn't ruin his nice, awesome shirt. There he gets it. He gets it now. Could have been filled with glow sticks. I don't know. And they're struggling around. He starts beating the doll with the flag with Old Glory. That's a flag violation right there.
For sure.
You don't do that. He drops it hard in, Justin. I don't know if you heard it or not. With a capital in.
A lot of gamer words.
There's a big a lot of Call of Duty phrases.
Call of Duty phrases. Fun fact about that. The actor, what is it, Corbin?
Yes.
Corbin Burnson, yeah.
Yeah, so he said, he made apologies beforehand and afterwards, just to make sure he's like, this isn't really me. I'm just in character. I'm an actor. Well, apparently, even while he was in character and doing that stuff, Rusty, Darren Scott, and like a lot of the black people on set were like, just because of how well he performed it, they were just constantly laughing.
He's too
They
good.
beat his ass. We didn't give you a pass.
They were constantly laughing about it because of how well he performed it. It was like really funny to them.
Well, didn't they say with Django that
Leo was like
DiCaprio,
wasting everyone's time by not wanting to do it.
Yeah, and Sam Jackson came out and was like, motherfucker.
This is just another Tuesday.
You know-
Let's get on with it. Yep.
You know how many times I say this? And look, you gotta imagine it's an awkward situation for a white actor. So I get it. Now, I say it all the time because, Justin gave me a pass.
No, I ladies and gentlemen, I never did that.
I'm looking for your pass card. I'm
You
looking
got
for
it on you?
You got it
Is it in your
stamped?
wallet?
It's in my wallet.
I don't think it's been notarized. I'm looking. I'm checking. Where's your
What does
your,
it look
your
like?
one time a year racist card? I'm show it. Flash it. Flash the badge.
It's actually twice. So he gets a hold of that little guy and he pins him to a dartboard and shoots him with a shotgun. And it's like, yeah, took care of it. Goes back inside, and now there's a lot more kids missing from the painting. And I'm like, maybe just take out the painting. You think maybe you burn the painting or something? This takes care of the whole issue.
You never know, because
Yeah.
obviously that painting had like a lot of powers. Because remember, he was hitting it with the flag, and then
She was
Todd
bleeding,
ended up
yeah.
bleeding from the mouth. Yep.
Yeah. Now at this point, I'm thinking Duke. He might be racist.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, but isn't it like almost worse to call him racist?
Yeah, you don't want to call him that because
That's more offensive, I think.
that's more. Everyone knows that's more offensive. Everyone knows. Do you got a card too, Dale?
Yeah. Well, no, my card lets me call people racist.
Oh, okay. I love this segment because I'm picturing all the stuff they're not showing us, like the little dolls like pushing open doors and shit like that, like Puppet Master but more fun.
Standing on top of each other to get at door handles.
Yeah, like all the shenanigans to like make this happen because logistically, like they're like 8 inches tall. Like how you gonna reach that doorknob is great. So I push that door, little man. So he gets his ass beat. All the dolls are out of the painting. He's sitting there hiding behind the flag now, which again, I still think violates flag code. And yeah, they all pop on him, and then all of a sudden the
Miss Cobbs
is out of the painting as well. Now she's sitting there just in her like rocking chair, watching all the dolls just tear the.
So is that a
shit
ghost
out of
rocking
them.
chair too? Since it came with her?
Of course. Ghost rocking chair. She was buried with it.
So another fun fact: that actually was not the original ending. The original ending that they had for that segment was, all like the souls and the dolls and stuff like that are like kind of converging on him, and then it like fades to black, and then the next scene is showing like his two assistants that he had with him at the funeral.
Yeah.
They show up, and that same tree that he was talking about earlier, where all the other slaves are hung from, he's hanging from that tree with the American flag.
Ooh.
And then that was going to be the ending. Apparently, not that they didn't like it, but like the studios and like people that they did, like the little private screenings for.
Yeah. Test screenings.
They wanted to, yes, test screen. They wanted to see more. They actually wanted to see Duke get his. You know what I mean? So Darren Scott was like, "Okay, great, give us more money then." And then they did, and then that's how we ended up getting the ending that we did get, where we actually see it happen to him.
I would have liked him hanging from the tree with the American flag more.
It's so there's something
We can
going
do
on
both.
with the American flag, right?
Yeah,
because
there's
he uses
something,
it to
yeah.
hit Mrs. Cobb. He's using it to hit the doll, and then he tries to wrap himself in it for protection.
Well, he tries to defend his views by saying traditional American values.
Yeah.
right,
so
but
that's
these
high.
values are used as a weapon
Yeah.
for
As they
against
are.
others, but then he tries to use them as his protection. So having him hung from it outside the tree. Oh man, that would have been ooh.
Yeah, I think
Poetry.
you still have him.
That would've been dark.
I think you still have him
Dark ending, man.
jumped into the doll gang like he was, but then you
That's
still
fun.
cut to the next day. With
Then we
him
show
hanging from
them
the tree.
trying
You can
to
do
like
both.
carry him out of the house, and then they've got to get him up the tree.
and that's adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, they bring it back.
Yeah, we do both. We do both. It's fine. Let's just do both. I just love that the lady comes out just to watch. Like, she couldn't just watch from the painting. Like, nah, I gotta actually be here rocking and watch this because I thought she was gonna get in on the action, but guess not.
Give an elbow
No.
of justice.
Yeah. Now we're back. Where are our drugs? Ah, the shit.
That part was so funny.
The shit. Yeah, I got the shit. Yeah.
Because at this point in time, they're getting real annoyed with waiting around. Like what the Joe Torre's character, he was like, "Fuck a doll." It's like, we gonna get our shit or what? And then the other one, Bulldog, was like basically saying, "Really though, I ain't got time to be listening to damn ghost stories all night. So where's the shit? The shit.
The shit. Yes,
That's why you're here.
And you know,
Shit.
and that actually led into the part. I can't remember who, somebody had brought it up earlier, where he put out the damn cigar in his shirt pocket.
Yeah. Now pops open another. Oh no, they go look in another room, and one of the guys sees the body.
Yeah.
And is like, you knew him.
Yeah, because he was all, y'all ain't gonna believe this, man.
Yeah.
This is a trip.
And they don't tell us yet, but they killed the guy. Now we jump into our last segment before finishing with the wraparound. Hardcore convert. And before we do anything else on it, I just want to say those sideburns of his are a choice.
Very, very, very brief synopsis. This is basically about black on black violence.
And we don't do it.
Yeah.
Now, my takeaway here is...
Oh, no.
Don't shoot a guy and then insult him. That's rude.
Oh, you're so stupid.
You already shot him. And then, because your dumbass wanted to stand there and be rude, now you got shot. If you just shoot him and then leave, you can tough talk him to your boys all day long later. But come on, I already shot you. I won. Tag, you're it.
You're it.
Like when you're dying on the ground there, Justin. After I shot your ass, just know I'm gonna be making fun of you later, saying, "Oh, look how weak you are. Your muscles couldn't even deflect a bullet." You know I'm gonna be doing that. I'm not gonna do it to your face while you're dying. I'm gonna let you have that moment. I'm gonna make fun of you later. When I shoot people, I leave.
Let them have the moment of death.
Yeah. But just know I'm gonna make fun of your ass. If I had time, I'd teabag you, but I don't. That's how you get shot back.
I would Fortnite floss, but we don't have the time.
We don't have the time.
They did shoot the shit out of him.
They did. So Crazy K, Lamont Bentley, is our focal point here. And yeah, I forget, he just seen the dude and he followed him. Though there was some street rage.
Yes. So Crazy K was just driving down the street with this little sourpuss face on his face. I hate his stupid face. And, he was driving and he was at a street light or whatever, and Deke dude came pulling around. He was like, "There go that punk motherfucker Deke right there." He just busted an illegal U-turn, you know what I mean, and followed him. Then rolled up on him, was like, "What's up with all that shit I heard you was talking?" And then just shot and killed the shit out of him.
Yeah, this looks like a really nice neighborhood, actually. It's kind of funny. This is not how these neighborhoods are usually depicted. So I thought that was a nice touch. So it's like, did he just shoot him? Did they just randomly stop in this random ass cul-de-sac? But then his guys come out of the house and they start shooting him. I was like, God damn, this was a nice neighborhood. And then I'm like, you can't say that. I said it because everyone was shooting everything up. But I feel like when other people say it, they might be racist.
Just a little bit.
Not a lot of street lights.
In 95, you could be racist. In 2024, not allowed.
What?
Well,
There's a lot of editing that happens on our show, Justin. I don't know if you might not realize that by listening to it, but now that you're on, there's something called a time cop that comes in and goes,
Usually
that one's not making it.
usually it's my racism that gets edited out, but today
I'm
it's kidding.
surprised we've made it this far without someone casually saying those were the days.
Those were the days.
Those were the days.
Anyways.
Oh, God. So, this is what I love. I think this is probably the hardest I laughed in any of these segments is, so Crazy K shoots the guy, and then the other three guys came out and start shooting up Crazy K, and he gets lit up.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, there's 5 cop cars behind the three guys.
How does he not hear that?
You don't see the lights flashing. You don't hear, even without the sirens on, you would hear cars, let alone the whole police force.
Good
Do you remember the
response
movie
time.
Ninja? Where the helicopter came,
but
the
no
one else heard
came
it?
up on the mountains, snuck up on the ninjas.
You know, I will add a bit of realism to this. this is my take. When you're in a situation like that, like you don't really pay attention to what's going on outside of it. Like, for instance, not to get all weird or anything, I'm in law enforcement. I have been involved in a shooting before, like I was shot at. I was getting shot at. I didn't know what the fuck was going on, with everything else. We had like other units and stuff coming up. I didn't even know they were there until I was done being shot at, if that makes sense. So putting it into that perspective, maybe that's what it was.
That's fair. Adrenaline, tunnel vision. I'd once again like to point out that this man left my job to go back to that.
Okay, yes, Kenny, you're a hero. Is that what you want?
Okay, yeah, here's your medal. There you go.
I didn't get.
Thank you for your service.
They always talk about the big three heroes: firefighters, police, and postal workers, right?
Delivery men.
Janitors.
You said janitors?
The unsung heroes.
Toilet's clogged as hell. Also, if you're going to have your initials shaved into your head, doing it right above your forehead is the worst spot to have it.
Where would you put it?
Like on the side or the back. You don't put it.
That's where
right
Charlie
here.
put his swastika.
That's fair.
And he was in his right mind.
Yeah, everyone. He had a whole family and everything.
I know.
I never had my initials shaved in my head, but I thought about it.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever done.
Yeah.
I had the Nike symbol back in the day.
I was gonna say, how about like a symbol? Because there's a lot of students I got who'll do like dinosaurs or Ultraman,
or the back in the day when I was younger and I would get a haircut, I'd get my haircut real low. We would do a little part or whatever. It was just a thing to do back then.
Hair.
Sometimes do the little Nike symbol as the part.
Swoosh.
Bad. It was the 90s, man.
So Ryan, hair parting is where like your hair. You don't know this because you don't have any.
Poor guy. Oh, man.
I got the devil's eyes.
Okay, so Crazy K's bleeding out in the ground, and I love his first thought is, oh, man, saved by the cops.
Yeah.
Like, he's so pissed. Like, there goes his street cred.
Yeah.
And now we fast forward to him in prison. Dude is putting in the work in prison. I don't mean going to the library and educating himself, going to defend himself. That's not that story. He's getting that prison pod. All right, he's cut. He's in there, sit-ups, going hard, half naked.
Yeah, that was going to come up.
It's very important to the script.
Justin, because you worked in as a prison guard too,
yes.
At one point.
Yes.
When you transfer an inmate, wouldn't you normally have them put the shirt on? Like, they're going to be clothed when they're being transferred.
Yeah.
This guy's going around in fucking boxers from one building to another, riding a bus.
I mean, this is some, top secret government type of shit, though.
Yeah, because then they were like, these boxes are too much. Get them in a banana hammock. Now, you watched a bunch of extra features and whatnot on this thing. Did they stuff that banana hammock? Because when he's laying on the table...
Oh, my God.
Don't spoil the mystery.
To that.
I want to be... I want my fan fiction to remain pure.
Right, well, if that thing's not stuffed, when he uses the bathroom, everyone in the building has to wash their hands. Dude was packing. All I'm saying.
Stupid.
How could I miss it? It did the camera angle on the table while he's... Anyway, when he... So, a Dr. Cushing, Rosalind Cash, comes there and they're like, hey, look, I can get you out of here. You just got to come be a part of this little program
thing. Just got to sign up to be a super soldier.
That's what I said. We'll get to that. So they're like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like, I ain't doing anything else, little sit-ups. They take him over to this other facility. Now, he's walking in there. Is there like an upside-down naked chick hanging behind a curtain?
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
why?
Fun fact. I don't know why. It's just one of those weird things to throw you off. But, so...
That's his mom, too.
They, like, the bodies that were hanging upside down or whatever were real extras. So they tried to, I guess they said at one point they had like crash test dummies, and then from afar you could still tell that they were crash test dummies. Then they were actually looking at trying to get actual people that have died or whatever. They were like shopping around for that, people that have like donated their bodies to science or whatever.
Okay.
But so what they ended up doing was getting extras or whatever, and then they just hung them upside down. Thankfully for them, for the extras, it's just a real quick, kind of throwaway shot or whatever, because then they had like 3 or 4 people hurrying up and getting them off the hook. because they had said they had him in like gravity boots and had him hanging upside down or whatever. They were like, we had to hurry up and get him out, or else they would have died.
Now, Daniel, you've spent a lot of time in this position.
Yeah.
You ever worry about falling asleep?
Great for your
passing out?
spine, yeah. But you got to build up to it.
Yeah, you don't just jump right into. Were you nervous the first time you put on the boots?
No.
I was worried about the door frame.
Did you say I'm Batman?
I'm Batman.
He's got the pull-up bar, and he's got the gravity boots. So you just walk in and be dangling upside down randomly.
Oh, like what was that movie? Deuce Bigelow.
Yeah,
exactly like that. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's why he does it.
Yeah,
that's exactly why
playing on in the background.
Yeah, so,
that's how we're eventually going to find his dead body.
Right. So we bring Crazy K into this place. There's randomly bodies hanging upside down. He catches a glimpse of it. He's like, "The fuck!" And they just keep walking. I thought that was funny that he noticed. And then they throw him into like these. Like, they look like freaking dog kennels. They're slightly bigger, like kind of a cell. I'm like, dude, you made a bad trade. This is a way worse. You can't do all your workouts in here. And he's right next to this guy who's done up, like, basically like white supremacist, like neo-Nazi type, swastika, all sorts of crazy tattoos all over him.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, new friend day. This is going to be fun. And the Nazi is like, is talking shit to him, and he's like, I think I like you. Yeah, you're in here for killing people? It's like, oh man, like, fuck off. I don't want to be friends with you. It's like, yeah, what color are the people that you killed?
And he just goes quiet.
Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, we're gonna get along. And I'm like, see, I thought Nazis were bad, but they're good apparently, right? This day and age.
One quote that Darren Scott said on the behind the scenes deal that I watched, like that goes along with this story and like. Specifically, that part is he said carrying the pail of water for the white man, basically doing their work, if you will.
Well, that's fair. I mean, Ryan, you took some sociology classes in college, anything like that?
Ryan, you went to college.
I did.
A lot of it.
I did as well.
I'm glad we could share this moment.
Yeah, we share this.
Your fucking
so
point?
I'm just saying, it's been talked about. How many times we're, tinfoil hat, but, maybe not a very big one, like, oh, we don't have to take care of, these people. We can set it up. They'll take care of themselves. And this was referring to any sorts of minorities where, like, there's large amounts of gang violence. Like, it's set up to where we don't want to do anything about this because they're taking care of something that we want them dead anyway. If they're killing each other, we don't care. It was, I'm trying to remember which of my sociology courses went big onto, like, why gangs are not completely like shut down. Now it's gone out of hand. Good luck shutting any of them down because they're corporations at this point. But it's like, why would we, the police, come out there and stop you guys that we consider degenerates from killing each other? Because that's taking care of our problem. That's two birds with one stone.
Right. Yeah. That argument, if I remember right, was since the gangs they're located in an area, gang members are killing other gang members. Although that's not true. Non-gang members are getting shot. But because it's not spilling out into the affluent neighborhoods, it's not a problem.
Right.
Or not something that deserves our resources.
Right. Like, so that's kind of the thoughts. They're like, hey, man, we're the same side. You like killing black people? I like killing black people. Mm-hmm. And, Crazy K takes that and like, shit.
Yeah. And then he had the nerve to try and get mad when he met up with, what's her name?
Dr. Cushing?
Yeah, when he met up with her, and he was all, I didn't appreciate getting put next to that crazy Klan motherfucker. Mm-hmm. And then she laid out the reason why she put him there.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, that's a real awakening for you. Like, I could see little, like, prison, the Scare 'em Street stuff, like, with, like, teenagers and whatnot. I could see them doing that. Like, yeah, you guys hate me. I'm hurting the same people you're hurt. I hurt the same people you're hurting. Like, makes sense. Now, I'm really impressed, though. Crazy K gets a punch-off through those bars.
Yeah.
Like, real hard. And it's like, he's real mad. I don't think there's any situation at all where I'm in there and I don't just punch the fucking bar. Like, that mad and that, like, crouch down and those little bars. There's no way. I hit that I cracked yeah. That was impressive.
Same here.
I wonder how many takes that was. Because I assume he actually hit him in the face.
Movie magic.
That's it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, movie magic. Oh, God. Okay, so now he's talked to Dr. Cushing, and she's like, this is why I put you next to him. Now he's getting put into, well, as Daniel said, the super soldier program, and I'm like, this looked a lot different when Captain America did it. Like, they're just shoving hoses into his nose, and I like how they're implying they're just like just squelching right into it. I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure I'd go straight into his brain at that point.
Yeah.
Or they're shoving those thick ass
they're turning him
tubes.
into Bane. I know what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah. Then he had his banana hammock on that I was talking about, and we get that camera angle right in his junk.
Tastefully
And-
done, Kenny.
Now that
I don't know why you're hanging on it so much.
Oh, I could probably hang on it.
Oh, see, you made it worse.
Now, all I gotta say for this weird little facility and whatnot is that one assistant had a very cute dress. I'm like, that's a nice dress.
I mean,
There's like a blue one, little cutout. And I'm
well,
like, this
they're
is
all
a-
wearing
that's-
like weird futuristic sci-fi science-y clothes.
Well, it is. That's how you know they're doing science.
Were you about to say it is the future?
It is the future in the past.
It is the future. No, I think they're all wearing white
Yeah,
No.
they're
You know,
all wearing white.
because
no,
they're
what-
angels, Kenny.
No.
This is a
no,
spiritual test, Kenny.
No,
She could be God, and she's giving him a second hand. This is like a purgatory of the mind.
A
And
second
she's
hand
like,
job.
just give me something here, Jerome.
Just let me work with you. It's Crazy K. Thank you very much. No, the two assistants were work because the other assistant had like a black dress on. I was like, your dress is okay, but the other dress is cuter.
Challenge me.
I don't think this is the
Yeah, go on.
environment to be
No,
wearing a dress.
They're wearing white.
that's the part that throws me off a little bit, just like that fucking hat.
All right, that dress is like a light blue.
Thank you. And the other one's like black. I know dresses, okay? So,
Surprised you were
I
able to
guess
see
we're-
the dresses without taking your eyes off the dude's junk.
first off, can you imagine seeing that in IMAX?
I think you have a problem.
I think he has a problem.
Just
that
one?
That bulge was so big, that seems like a medical disability.
Oh my god.
That thing probably has its own social security number.
Oh my god.
I haven't heard that this is a hell of a script. I don't know what that means.
It's a script about hell. So,
Okay.
he gets put in this like mind fuck of a like we'll call it his own little mental not sanctuary, his own I don't know. To us it looks like just like a empty like room.
Sensory
That he's
deprivation chamber.
Yeah, like a sensory deprivation chamber. And this like little girl, well okay, first like some of his victims are coming up like and he's justifying why he killed them.
No. You're talking about the second part. First part, when he was still spinning around.
Oh,
on the
yeah,
thing,
yeah.
Whatever. That's when he was being shown the images, which me personally, I love this movie, love everything about it. It's one of my favorites of all time. But I cannot watch that scene for obvious reasons because it's mixed in with actual actors, like, you know, fake killing each other, but then it's mixed in with like real life images.
Yeah.
And I think it was Rusty. He said that he went out and found and incorporated that into the movie. I can't watch that scene. Obviously, I know when it's about to come up, so when every single time it's about to come up, I just instantly get on my phone. I can't. I physically can't watch that scene, that specific scene of this movie. Like, not even a little bit.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It is a lot.
It's a lot.
And the whole time you're thinking about the inertia and like are those strings gonna hold up?
You're so stupid.
I feel like you may have missed the point.
You're
No,
so stupid.
I seen the point.
Okay. And like you were saying, then it goes into the second part after that, like right into it, the sensory deprivation portion. And then that's when he starts, it's the flashing strobe lights. He starts seeing all the people that he's killed. You know, he has to confront them and stuff like that.
And he's still trying to justify his actions. Like, well, you know, you guys were probably talking shit. You guys would have shot me too. And then the little girl shows up.
That was
and this
the
is the
worst
part where I'm
part.
like, yeah, like, dude, you're irredeemable at this point.
Exactly.
She's like, yeah, well, I was just in my room. I took a bullet. And he's just like, well, you know, like, you're just wrong place, wrong time.
A bullet ain't got no name
bullet's
on
got
it.
no name
Wrong
on-
place at the wrong time.
Yeah, I was like,
Fuck you, guy.
seriously?
You should have
This-
paid for my
and then-
parking.
This
I got a
strobe
parking ticket that
effect
night. Where's my money, little girl?
scared me because like I was watching it for a long time. And then I was like, should I be staring at this? Am I gonna have a seizure? Because it's a lot.
Yeah.
That's an episode of Pokemon. Yeah, there's a lot of flashing. And yeah, and then he's like, it's not like, and the doctor shows up like, you need to admit you were wrong here, blah blah. Like, I'm trying to get you out here, and then he doesn't, and then all of a sudden flashes back. He's laying on the ground, still bleeding out, and
Because remember, what happened leading up to that is, you know, he was like, oh, you need to let me out of here, yada, yada, yada. And she was like, nobody's stopping you. And then he was thinking he had one of the assistants, like, in, the chokehold was like,
Yeah.
"Get me out of here, I'll snap this bitch's neck." And the doctor's like, "Jerome, you this is the only chance that you're gonna have. Stop." And he's just screaming, "I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck."
That's right.
And then the doctor and everybody else fades away. Then the assistant fades away, and then we cut back to the beginning where he's still on the ground, shot up, and yelling and screaming, "I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck." Because if you remember, when they first shot him and they came up on him, they were like, "Where you want me to shoot you at, in the head or in the chest?"
Yeah.
And so then him screaming out, "I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck." Well, we don't give a fuck either. And then they shot the shit out of him.
Yeah, and that's why I had that note there. That makes sense. I said, whoops, should have given a fuck. So, yeah. So he had his moment with the angels, could have turned himself around, maybe rehabilitated, and instead he did not. It's like, well, fuck you, you're back here.
The scene with Clarence Williams, that part was kind of funny afterwards too, because it's this little quick line, and it took me a while to really pay attention to it. But he was basically like, those types, you can't rehabilitate them. He's like, nah, just kill them. Just kill
Oh, God.
And that led into another funny part where he was like, he pulled a gun on him or whatever. Mm-hmm. He's like, "What?" And he's like, "Bust the cap in this fool right now." What?
What? Yeah. So of course we're back. This is the final bit of the wraparound. And so yeah, they're pulling the gun on him, and he's like, "All right, I'll take you to the shit. No, we'll go to the shit.
We're gonna go shit."
And so
the doo-doo.
we're gonna go shit. It looks like he needs to take a shit. That's when the sweat's hitting.
And he starts to get more and more unhinged as well.
Yeah, a little more moist.
Oh.
And so he leads him down to the basement. This is where he starts doing that thing where he puts his finger up near the light bulbs and is turning them on as they go. And ain't this some shit? But not the shit. Leads him up. There's a room with 3 caskets in there.
Yeah, because it was kind of weird because he didn't direct them nowhere. They were just following him down the stairs, and he just stood there. And then that's when they were all pissed because all they seen were them books. And then Bulldog pistol whipped him.
Yeah.
Because he's like, "I'm losing my patience."
Right. Now, as soon as you see the 3 caskets, oh yeah, these guys are dead. It's Sixth Sense. Sixth Sense stole this. They're dead the whole time.
I didn't think that. And obviously I was a kid when I seen it, but like some other people that I've seen, like the reactions on YouTube and stuff like that, as like grown adults, like we are watching it, even them, they're still like, "Oh, well, the drugs, they're finally going to get it." They expect, of course, something to still happen at the end, but they're not expecting the ending to actually happen, if that makes sense.
Well, that's fair. And again, for the ones that, obviously I wouldn't expect the kid to catch it, or maybe people that don't watch as much shit as we watch. But yeah, I see 3 people at these 3 caskets as like either you're already in them or you're going to be.
Yeah, for sure.
So they walk in there, and I love that just, of course, they all happen to walk to their own caskets. I think it would have been funnier if they had them all mixed up. Like, wait, hold on. And
they were happy as shit too. Finally got the shit.
We got the shit. Yeah, ain't this some shit? So they open their coffins and they're freaking out. What is this? What is this? We cut back to Mr. Sims, and his eye, like, it's a great like transition on his eye color.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's so sweaty.
Oh yeah.
And that's when he says, "This ain't no funeral home. Something else." And then, welcome to hell.
Because he gave him the, God, you just pissed on that. You suck.
I'm not going to act it out.
No, it was just flat. You're like, "Well, welcome to hell."
Welcome to hell, I guess.
Because he gave him, a little speech.
We don't wash our hands down here.
Oh, shut up. He gave him a little speech prior to that, explaining what happened. And he was like, after you killed Crazy K, because, prior to that, that's when the whole reveal is, that they were the ones that actually killed him.
Crazy K.
And he was like, after you killed Crazy K, a few of his boys killed you. And he was like, "I guess you didn't make it." And then they all start freaking out. And then the one in the middle was like, what the fuck you trying to say? We dead, motherfucker. And he was like, "Very," which is pretty funny. And then Bulldog was all, "Motherfucking bullshit. If we dead, then what the fuck we doing in the funeral home with your crazy ass?" Then that's when he starts going crazy. He was like, "This ain't no funeral home. It ain't the Terror Dome neither." And it was all, "Welcome to hell, motherfuckers." And then that gap that we still don't know if that was really his gap or not. And that little CGI, that tongue came out. And then he transforms into the devil. And that scene scared the absolute hell, no pun intended, out of me when I seen it.
Their screams after he turns into that funky devil is hilarious. Like, I love the three guys in the wraparound. Like, their reactions crack me up.
Yeah, because Bulldog, he was the one that was like bullying the other two, call him little bitch, tell him to shut the fuck up, and he screamed the highest. Like he was the biggest wimp when it happened type of deal. That was pretty good. I love that ending.
Good.
I like replay that ending over and over.
Oh, it's funny. It's funny. And the devil suit is pretty good. Is nice.
So that was actually Clarence Williams. That was like really him. They did his face and like the head portion or whatever, and his arms, and they made up like this little cast or whatever. So he kind of just sat into like the chest portion.
Oh yeah.
And then like puppeteers were like doing the legs and stuff like that. But like the face and the arms, that was really him.
Nice. So I guess they didn't get their shit though. Moral of the story.
I feel like we wasted a lot of time then.
Yeah,
I thought I was going to watch a movie about three gentlemen getting their shit.
Getting their shit, yeah.
Getting their shit.
They got no shit.
And then they didn't even do it.
It was the devil playing with them because Rusty and Darren, in the behind the scenes thing, they said that too. They were like, he's the devil. He could do whatever he wants. He's like, these guys obviously were not good people, so they deserved to go where they went. And he was like, he could have just sent them, to burn right away. He's like, but this was fun for him.
Yeah, might as well have a little. I can tell some stories.
Devil Man gets bored.
Devil Man gets bored. We're Devil Man.
You like this movie?
I like this movie. What's your favorite segment?
Oh,
I like the Trump segment.
Yeah, I really like the little dolls. They crack me up. The boys get bruised too. I like the monster's hands and stuff coming around the door.
I love this movie. I didn't mean to cut you off, sorry.
No, you're good.
I love this movie. I don't have a favorite segment because I love and cherish them all equally. Social commentary in horror movies is my favorite kind of horror movies. I love them when they have a message. And the good and also sad thing about this movie and the message that it has is that going on 25 years later, we still have these issues. Just as much as, if not more than we did when this movie was first made. And it's also given the ability to have other type of social commentary horror movies be made. Like, I don't think Jordan Peele makes, Get Out or Us or Nope or any type of movies if a movie like this wasn't made beforehand. So, I love this.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That takes a more beat you over the head approach to it, which is great. It's fine. Yeah, trying to think how I'd rank all the segments or what the weakest segment is for me. As far as like having fun goes, the last segment's probably my least had fun with.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Well, that's
more
more
just like psychological,
in your
like,
face
torture.
realism, right?
Yeah.
The rest of them,
it's hard.
I'm having a blast. I mean, the first one, I'm really getting the Candyman vibes.
Sure.
From Millhouse.
Oh my god!
Long may he live.
Long may he live.
May he rest.
I wonder how many of those, where all those dolls ended up after shooting. Like, the director had to at least taken one or two.
I don't know. They never touched on that on like the behind the scenes thing. They talked about how they made a move. How actually, if you look at it closely, it actually might ruin a little bit of the imagination for some people. But hey, they talked about it.
They look great. I mean, the one even after it had its head blown half off.
Every single one of the dolls has the exact same face. Is what they did. And except for the main one, because he had like 4 different heads or 4 different faces.
At one point he had it like shot off.
At one point he's like, normal. Another one he has like an evil smile. Another one is like a maniac. And then another one is like half of it gone because he got shot or whatever. But like all the ones that you see at the end and like bum rush them and stuff, yeah, they all have the exact same face.
Even that could sort of be a commentary of sorts on how the character sees black people.
Yep. How they all look alike.
I don't have that issue. Apparently Justin does. He said it. All right, other movie recommendations. Well, any of the anthologies we've watched, I'd say go do that if you just like anthologies. I seem to remember liking the second one, but just nowhere near as much as the first Tales from the Hood. You could check it out if you just want.
I think the universe has said no. No on the second one.
Yeah, I mean, if you want, more black social commentary in a movie, like Justin said, you can go check out, any Jordan Peele movie or the
The Sweet
book
Blood of
I
Jesus.
Just finished.
No.
Okay, don't check it. Don't watch The Sweet Blood of Jesus. Don't do that. Don't do that.
What can I say except you're
a
welcome?
short story collection edited and kind of put together with Jordan Peele called Out There Screaming. It had a crap load of short horror stories by like some established, some newer black authors, and it's like I already sent it to Justin once because I think he'll really like it. I listened to an audio form. A lot of the same subject matter as Tales from the Hood, and again, some of the stories are over your head with it. Some of it's a little more subtle. Some are very dark. Some are very fun. I think it was a pretty overall solid anthology that just came out like within the last few months. So definitely check that out. If you like killer dolls, go watch some Puppet Master, but maybe like space it out. Don't watch all your Puppet Masters at once because it's not good. I mean, we're talking little dolls. We're not talking like a slightly bigger, like Chucky style doll. To me, that's a different doll movie.
Yeah.
I'm talking like, what's that other anthology horror film, Ryan, with the little, like tribal doll? That's
Something of Terror? Trilogy of Terror?
Trilogy of Terror.
Hey, that freaking doll was creepy as shit, man.
That's a good, the real little ones, they get me.
Like the little tiki face?
Yes.
That thing was...
Trilogy of Terror.
That thing was crazy.
Those are good. Go watch that.
That's an old school one.
Yeah, that's good. How we do around here.
Deadly Premonition.
Deadly
Oh my
Premonition.
God.
Yeah, so go play Deadly Premonition.
How
It
much
makes
hand
sense if you
washing
think
is there in
about it.
Deadly Premonition, Daniel?
Oh, man.
I don't know.
Zero.
Dongs.
I don't
Zero.
know.
They never
Zero.
wash their hands. Well.
Well. As always, I've been your horrible host, Kenny, saying keep your dick hands off my face.
Yeah.
I've been your former KKK Klan member, now running for political office. Daniel, did I do 4 Ks?
You said KKK Klan member.
Oh, yeah.
That's like saying
That's too many.
R.I.P. in peace.
I've been your quadruple K member,
There you go. Seen a lot of members today.
running for political office, Daniel. I live in a haunted house, too.
We legally allowed the devil in that house. Brian's thinking really hard.
Oh, is it my turn? Shit.
You're always third, dog.
Oh no. I'm your.
Oh, shit, Marty.
Shit, Morty. There's a glitch in the Matrix, Morty. Programming's going down, Morty. God damn it, Kenny.
Who are you?
I've been your close-up of that junk, Ryan. God damn it, Kenny.
Oh, man.
Now it's up to our special guest.
Hey, this is Justin. I'm just happy to be here. I had nothing to do with the whole dick washing escapades that they were talking about.
You heard it here first. Justin doesn't wash his dick. 2024.
Not what I-
Racism's fixed.
Not what I
You
said
did
at
it.
all.